Well, welcome to another episode of Road to 150. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Tuesday. Oh God, I love Tuesdays. um, quick, easy show. Hope might have a little bit of news, but Hope, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's a fun day. Yeah, not a lot of NFL news. We're gonna touch on a couple things, but yeah, like David said, we're gonna hop right into the draft here momentarily. But no, I've been doing good. Been a solid week so far. A lot of drafting going on lately. I feel like I kind of held off on my BBMs. I was going slow, but the last like 2 weeks, it's been 3 to 4 a day. Honestly, I'm up to 107.
I
Been
was say, what's your
pounding through.
BBM count?
Yeah, 107. I was hanging around like 50 to 60 for like a long time when you were like at 80, 90. But I'm catching up. I'm catching up.
Because month one, I had like 40 done, and then or
Yeah, no,
like 50,
you
and then
did
I
so
was
many.
contemplating my life.
I was sitting at like 20. What's up? What's up? Yeah, intro does still slap. It's super cool.
Yeah,
Love
I actually
that.
do like the music a lot. It still gets me sometimes.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Mr.
But
Pat, you're the man. Chris, how you guys doing today?
yeah.
I actually just drafted my BBM before the stream ed started, and I got the closing line value of Derek Carr, Najee Harris, James Conner, and Michael Thomas. Just throwing it out there, guys. Just a
You
little.
drafted those guys? Really?
But you'll be proud of me. I got Najee at 45, so it was
I've been trying to tell you it can happen. Like you don't gotta take him at 28 every draft.
I don't take him at 28. Okay, just with most of my drafts, like if I'm ever in the top half, somebody's grabbing like at 36, 34 or whatever, and I'm always getting screwed. But there's been a
Mhm.
lot of good Jalen Warren camp news lately, so I'm pretty happy about that because I've been getting a lot more Najee's at like 45, 47 these days.
Yeah, 60 in. You're on a good pace. Like I honestly wanted to hold off more until that final week, and I'm still probably gonna hold about 20 or so for like that last few days before it closes, just to get absolutely the most info. But yeah. So we got a little bit of news today. Not too much to get into. Kareem Hunt visited the Saints. It was reported a deal was done. The Kendra people were upset. The people who have been drafting Kamara or Jamal, like this whole mess. It turns out he didn't sign and got a call from the Colts. Um, it looks like reportedly offering him more money to come in for a visit, which makes a ton of sense. Like, and I kind of mentioned this in one of our best ball chats today that even if Jonathan Taylor does play, and I still expect him to, there's still less competition, in my opinion, for at least proven competition for that RB2 role. So even if, it's not a complete starting role, he should still get to play a lot more in Indianapolis than he would in New Orleans. And so I think that makes a ton of sense. Did you have any reaction to that earlier today?
I was making fun of it earlier, just about like Kareem Hunt and everyone preaching the last 2 to 3 years saying how great he was and how he was better than Nick Chubb, and he went to the Saints and like nobody like cared, right?
Yeah.
Now I will say him going to Indy though could be a bigger deal. It makes you really not want JT. But I have a feeling I'm still probably gonna pay him peanuts. But you know what? I'll tell you this much: if Kareem Hunt goes to Indy, he's gonna be like 5 times more useful all of a sudden because he might be like a middle like 700-yard guy and like 7 touchdowns, and people got him at pick 220 and 216 are going to be happy because 700 yards from any player down there and a couple of touchdowns is automatically like 4 usable games. So he goes to Indy, great for everybody else. He doesn't go to, and he goes to the Saints.
Yeah.
You probably have a dead pick.
Yeah, the Saints is just annoying. Honestly, I've been thinking too, like, if he went to the Saints, I don't know. Do you think one of the four would not be active, or they would all four be active when Kamara's back? Of course, it's
If
tough.
they all came back, I think it's probably going to be whoever is probably injured at that point because it'd be 3 to 4 games in.
Sure.
I mean, running backs care all the time, right? And then, and I think AK probably doesn't even get first game in week 4. He probably comes like week 5, and they maybe just probably put like Kendre if they think he has an issue. Because remember, he came in with an issue too.
Yeah.
He could also be the guy that's like, hey man, you just need to be a little bit longer. Maybe you're going to be the guy that's going to have to sit out because you're injured. So it makes sense. There's more to it than I think than it being simple because Kareem's not going to come there And I think that's probably why he went to the Colts with no playing time. He's trying to get a contract. He's trying to show out.
Right. That makes a ton of sense. Trying to think if there's any other thing. There's a bunch of silly stuff going on. We got the first run of depth charts, if you want to call it. The cover boy Bijan put his RB3 in Atlanta. Jonathan. I think the Jonathan Mingo listed as a starter stuff. I think it means a little bit to me that they would, choose to go ahead and put him over a veteran in Terrace Marshall, because you did see, you saw in Atlanta, they just threw Bijan at number 3 when we know he's not that. So I think to actually go ahead and list him, I think that's a little bit of like news there, that they didn't just defer to the veteran and they went ahead and listed the rookie as a starter. So I think that's a touch of news. But yeah, anything else before we hop in this draft that you noticed?
I think this is two-sided, right? Like Terrace Marshall, you see this happen every now and then. They put these like veteran guys behind other people because, like, I'm sure they put Thielen up front and DJ Shark up front because they got paid. If you're gonna pay these guys, you got to make sure they're on up there. Otherwise, they're just gonna cash out. I think part of Marshall is like getting motivation for him. Like, and I don't know if that's the correct way. We've seen this in the past. Like, we put these guys ahead of you to motivate you to like leapfrog them.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if like Terrace takes over by like week 4 from Shark or Adam Thielen. He's having a great camp right now. We see it, I think Corey Davis is a good example of a guy I think that was like put on the bottom of like depth charts in the past. And, even for the Jets, he was always like a 3 or 4, but he was out there being a 2 for them for a while. So we'll see. I think it might be a motivation thing. Really random, but it's plausible.
I have seen this. I think I'm at about 6% Kelsey. Yeah, Davis is one of those people fading Kelsey. I believe he's at 0% right now.
I think about 0.01 or something.
But you're at 0 in BBM, right?
In BBM, I'm legitimately at 0.
I'm at 6 or 7 right now. I want to be about the field. Like, that wide receiver room is just such a mess. I think as long as Kelsey stays healthy, he may not repeat exactly what he did last year, but he's going to have an amazing season again. Again, health dependent, of course. So yeah, I feel good being at that like 6 to 8% in BBM, and kind of going strong there.
I apologize. It's worse than I thought. So let's assume I have like $6,000 or $7,000 in like contests. I have $5 Kelsey.
Let's assume.
Like legitimate
really? You took him in one puppy. So what are your thoughts there? Like, you just think there's no way he can repeat it, or it's not as valuable as some people think getting that insane Kelsey season? Or
I'm gonna say it's mostly me. It has nothing to do with any of that. I had opportunity where I could have built Kelsey teams, right? There was like some of my BBMs or my puppies where I could have gotten Kelsey at like 109, 110, 111, right? And as much as I, like Diggs and CeeDee Lamb and, AJ Brown to an extent, like there's no excuse where I could not have grabbed him sometimes. At this point, it's me actively avoiding him. I don't value him in the top 6 pick, but like I don't have enough argument to say that he's not worth a, top 12.
Yeah.
A 12, 13. I should have taken him over some Amon Ross probably, right? Like in that combo where I could have got him plus like Garrett Wilson. So that's more of a my bad situation. I think if I went back in time, I wouldn't mind grabbing him at like 110. I just like to play it close and safe with, like I need receivers. And I just like Hawkinson, Kittle, and Goddard so much.
No, I like those guys too. The biggest issue I have, and like I said, I'm going to be probably 7% on Kelsey and BBM, is that if you want Mahomes, you basically have to take him in the second. I haven't been lucky enough. I've seen some screenshots out there of some people with 3rd round Mahomes. It hasn't happened to me in my drafts. Like, I have in that 6%, I think half of those are with Mahomes, and then half of those are or with taking someone else in the 2nd round and trying to push Mahomes back around, and he has not come back around once. And so that does suck because, if you're taking Diggs, Allen, you're getting a 2nd round player pretty much every time. You can get Allen in the 3rd pretty more reliably. Sorry, I got trouble saying that. So that is the one thing that sucks with the Kelsey Mahomes, is that compared to the other, even like Hurts, What's really hurts Devonta right now, taking them 2-3. The hurts AJB is a little tougher, but you can still get it to come back around. But a lot of times the Devonta drafter will just snap pick hurts there. I actually want to look at that. I need to look and see on some of the combinatorial data stuff how much actual hurts AJB there is compared to hurts Devonta. And
Yeah, I
so,
mean, especially like earlier BBMs, you might have gotten away with it. You have to
yeah.
draft like AJB top 5 in order to get Hurts at a good pick. Otherwise, you're reaching and losing a lot of CLV. I think you can do it. I'm not gonna lie, I have been a little off on taking. Like I took some Devontae a lot. I took some AJB early in the season. I'm probably gonna be at 8 to 9% by the time season starts. I don't have a ton of Hurts. The combos are tough. I just like Allen a little bit more. Mahomes, I feel like I could. I think any of those three elites you could solo pick them because you're just saying, hey, this guy gets 27 a week and I'm moving on. But I'm also afraid of just what happened last year with like the Eagles, where they were just blowing people out, and they were like, all right, cool, run the ball up the gut 25 times, Miles Sanders, and like you don't get any points. I actually didn't pick a Devontae Smith today because I was like, what if they just smoke the Cardinals in like 2 quarters, and then like and they're done, game's over.
Yeah.
I have Travis Etienne from last year's situation all over again.
That could happen. We did see the Eagles get there a lot though in just the first half. I mean, that happened a lot last year where they, ended up resting starters towards the end of the game, and so I don't worry too much about that this far out.
Yeah.
But I think it's totally a fair thing to wonder about. How would you rank these wide receivers on DK best ball? Kind of like a bunch of meh receivers here. I would how would you rank them? And then I'll kind of mix in because
it's DK. So
I don't want any of these guys.
DK is always a little bit tough for Lazard.
I know you're gonna go Lazard. I'm Lazard or Myers.
Lazard, Myers,
Dobbs, Rondell. I don't know.
Boyd, Rondell.
Yeah, it's a bunch of guys. I mean, on PPR sites, Rondell was more interesting to me.
Yeah, the PPR portion really gives a boost to guys like Dobbs right now and Myers, where they're like the 2s. Lazard's a 2. Boyd's a 3 to a 4 on his team at times, and then you have Rondell. Ooh, look at this!
Snuck in. Paul still got in. Got the 103. No other badges except Paul. It's gonna be us going head to head. Chris rubbing it in here. Me and him have entered into a fitness bet, and so he's at the gym while I'm streaming, getting ahead of me. So I'm gonna have to make up some ground there.
Yeah, 103 though, that's pretty strong. 103 is really good right now because you still get shots at you get a lot of variety. You get CMC, Tyreek, Coop, and you can really rotate all three of those without losing value. And then in 1 in a million shots, you get Jamar Chase. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we won't be getting Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson probably, unless this person takes CMC first for some reason.
Paul might. Paul has taken Cooper Kupp over Chase a few times.
This
time he did it.
Here, I'm probably thinking about boosting my Tyreek a little bit. That's kind of where I would be leaning, because obviously I've got so much Kupp. What are you CMC or Tyreek?
I've been doing more CMC teams lately, but Tyreek is always a fine play too.
Let's do Tyreek. I'll override you on this one.
Yeah. I've been trying to mix in more early running back teams. I feel right now RBs have shifted a lot in ADP. We had a lot of guys in that 50 zone, mid 50s, early 60s. But a lot of those early 60 guys have moved to that 70 zone, 68, 69. And I don't think it devalues them enough, but it does kind of hurt you from a certain spot when you're drafting at 28, 52. Is you kind of get screwed a little bit. So I kind of like taking an RB up top. To be fair, I also been taking some Bijan in top 6 just to kind of mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, get some different combinations.
Yeah,
I like
and
that.
just hero RB is so much tougher when you don't get Derrick Henry anymore in the 3rd. When you don't get, when you don't feel comfortable grabbing Josh Jacobs, Breece Hall, you're uncomfortable grabbing. There's a lot of those heroes are either in the first half, the end of the 2nd, or worst case scenario, they're in the middle of the 3rd, and none of those guys feel good right now.
Yeah.
I know people give me crap for Najee, but I know a lot of people are dodging Josh Jacobs. So
Yeah.
it's been kind of a tough hit.
No, I've had the opportunity to pick Josh Jacobs a few times recently, 7 or 8 picks past ADP, and I passed once and took him once. It's kind of tough. I mean, you do worry, and especially getting down to like, your last few BBMs, but I still don't mind clicking him. I don't think he's gonna hold out.
I mean, the cool thing too, it's good news for you, is that you're into Ramondre, so you have
Yeah.
shots at Ramondre in that mid-20s, right? Like,
Definitely.
if you ever needed an indicator to like, hey, I need to start really betting on my guys, you want to bet on these guys at this point. You can now grab Ramondre like guilt free.
No, he still does feel the safest, and even like if Zeke signs or Fournette signs, like it does tough. It's tough, and he'll probably lose a little bit of work, but I'm not like overly concerned about those guys.
Freaking Kevin! Oh god, Kevin like laid it on me in our stream yesterday with the TSS guys. Or is he a good sport? Kevin, you're gonna be at the Expo this year. I'm sucks. I'm not gonna be over there. But if you guys get the chance to go to the Expo, you should try to bump into Kevin. Also, Mike out there too. FF Mike, Daddy Mike. They're all really good dudes. I would always try to find you guys if I could. But yeah, he crapped all over me today, yesterday about my Najee. I was like, but I had a friend in that stream with Meg from one of Felix's friends from his show. It was hilarious.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he's such a divisive player. Like, match drafting RBs can be me. Yeah, I don't know. That's like one of the most interesting things I'm waiting to see play out. Like, I was kind of making a list of like, just in my notes, and I used to tell you how much of like a best ball nerd I am. But I was like, kind of making a list of like things I want to make sure I, pay attention to this whole season. And obviously, like, we're going to be watching most of the games, but like narratives and things like that we've talked about. And not the Najee Jalen Warren split is one of the top ones. How does Najee actually rebound? And that's for sure something I'm interested in. We're coming back around here. Gonna have some receivers I think we like here.
Oh yeah, you have a couple shots. But yeah, JT's another guy we're all confused about right now, man. Like, it's just really weird right now in this space. So Stevenson just feels so good in my brain.
Probably MT, I think, or Jonathan Taylor. Probably
I would
T.
take Devontae Smith or T.
Yeah. Do you want to try and set up Devontae with Hurts, or I don't know if he'll come back?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah, we'll do that. Worst case, we don't get him. We'll be fine. We know that there will be someone
kind of hard lately. I've been seeing T like mid-20s now, like 28, 29.
Yeah, there goes Jalen.
I get that people are afraid of like Joe Burrow, but come on. Like nobody in this round feels that good though, so it's kind of a toss-up. Like, I feel better about T with random quarterbacks than I do R.Y. Cooper, who's also dealing injury right now.
That's fair. I wonder if Paul's going to take both Cincy receivers. I assume he would.
He's not going to do it. Paul's too cool to do it.
Chris's tea bags are packed.
There we go.
Yeah, we'll just take T then.
What was I going to say? The cool thing too, it's also something I've been doing randomly, trying to break my tiers apart a little bit further. And so I was breaking up my tier list from like obviously the ones, the elites, and then the upper ones like Devontae, Olave, etc. And I figured out where that last tier break for was exactly as DJ Moore. He's the last tier break of his, and it begins Christian Kirk, Brandon Ayuk, and those guys. Do you feel it's like a fair tier break from DJ Moore to Christian Kirk, Ayuk?
I mean, it is an ADP, obviously, with the two quarterbacks situated in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to make the case that, like, if he could just be like a target hog on the Bears offense as the wide receiver one versus those other guys have a lot more target competition, I think that's fair. Obviously, we have tons of questions about the Bears passing offense and how much they're going to pass. But I think if you want to, like, break that tier there, I think that's fine.
Like, Moore's the one on his team. Ayuk is like the 2 to 3 on his team. You have Christian Kirk, who's a 2 to 3 on his team. DeAndre Hopkins is a 1 on his team, right? And then Mike Williams is like the 2 to 3 on his, but he's an upside 2 to 3.
Yeah, I mean, he could be.
That break is like pretty hard.
Be the one. Mm-hmm.
As I was doing the tier break, look at that. See, Najee at 31.
Yeah, the Diggs drafter passes on Josh Allen to take Najee at 31.
Najee
Interesting.
31. That, by the way, that's my second account. I'm Azazel. That's me right there, guys. Diggs, Najee, Saquon. That's me. No,
What a
but
strange move.
as I was doing the tier break, I actually I asked myself, am I too down on Christian Kirk? And I think I am. I've turned the corner on Christian Kirk. I think I'm too down on him.
I think that's fair. I mean, I know like Silva over at ETR has him ranked above Calvin Ridley still. And so I think there's a good narrative out there that, it's been 2 years. Like we love Calvin Ridley. We like the hype he's getting and, the upside we believe he has and he showed in Atlanta. But it has been a while. It's been almost 2 years since he's played. Christian Kirk and Trevor Lawrence had good rapport last year. Like I think and I expect that offense to be really, really good in a bad division versus bad defenses. Yeah, I think both can get there.
Yeah, I'm like, like especially when I compare it to Ayuk, who I think is probably like third fiddle on his team. Right, he's probably playing behind Debo for short passes. He's playing behind CMC for dump offs. Probably playing behind Kittle for touchdowns or CMC for touchdowns. And I look at Christian Kirk, who's like competition is receiver's been in the league for a little while. Evan Ingram, who is, once in a while good. Zay Jones, who is likely taking the biggest hit out of everybody. Like Christian Kirk legitimately could still be the one in this team to be facing like coverage, cornerback 2 coverage.
Yeah.
Or plays out of the slot and just gets like free usage. So I needed to check myself on that for hating on him. And then so I needed to figure that out. And I think I like where Christian Kirk is. I need to start drafting him a little bit more.
I think that's totally fair. So we're going to have a decision to make here.
Oh, you got a good fallback, though. You got London, Hopkins, and more.
What I'm thinking we do, so Paul's got Chase. DJ Moore goes. So I was going to say we take DJ Moore and then take either Burrow or Fields. But do you want Burrow? Because we know Paul's going to take them.
I'd rather not have Burrow. I want London.
You don't want Burrow?
No.
I'll give you that. I usually would take Burrow here, but we still have Tua as an option.
We have Tua as an option. We have Daniel Jones as an option. AR.
We always have Daniel Jones as an option. Where's my exposure on him?
Always.
22% of my teams. Yeah, we got Daniel Jones.
I don't have to assume Paul's going to take him. Like, Paul, can we do something different from him?
He could be going for Trevor, or
he just took JSN early. Who knows? Smart play by him, though. He took the wide receiver, knowing that like the other guy already had a quarterback. Obviously, just typical good plays.
Yeah, no, that's super smart. I mean, if this person takes Burrow, they're just losing. No offense to them. All right, we got to decide here too. Do we like a receiver? We just talked up Christian Kirk. Or do we want to do you like Kenneth Walker enough knowing he won't come back? I've been trying to mix in more of him, but obviously the injury stuff still. He takes Kirk, so he's going for the Jacksonville double. We can't just take Burrow here.
We could just take Burrow. We could take Burrow, Hopkins, and be done with it. It's fine.
Well, we don't. Yeah, I want to take Burrow.
Let's take Burrow.
Because I think, Paul's going to set up Ridley or Trevor. I'm good just grabbing Burrow. Not thinking about it.
I do think that's an interesting pick, though, that he went JSN into Kirk, because I think he was risking Kirk if he did that. Unless he knows this guy is like, was going to do JSN Deontay Johnson, I suppose.
It could have, yeah.
Even then, that seems a little interesting to me. Like, how would you predict that? Like, how would you predict this guy would have been the one to reach, 14 picks on that?
Paul also loves JSN, though, so he's one of his top.
Yeah, but then he's just risking Christian because Christian had higher as a.
He doesn't have to double stack the Jags. I get what you're saying though. Like ADP wise, you play that, but obviously would rather have JSN than Kirk. Worst case scenario.
Yeah, fair enough. I would rather. I think I'm down on Kirk for the wrong reasons, and I think Kirk's matchup in Week 17 is actually like really enticing. They're going to put up a better fight than the Texans that could not fight, and then they might actually be in the game a little bit longer.
Yeah. think
I
so.
was like sitting there, and I was just like, man, I feel weird. And I know this is probably just me hating IU, but that's just I feel like Kirk is getting a lot of
Yeah.
slander.
No, I mean, and yeah, you're not an IU person, but I mean, it is different though. Like the 49ers weapons, I mean, they're all gonna have their weeks, but they're gonna be the most inconsistent.
I mean, plus a lot of it comes down to Trevor Lawrence. I just think the world of like what Trevor Lawrence could be coming
Yeah.
into year 3 versus like Purdy coming into year 2, right? Like that's, and I can't even say the coaching is like that much better. Like, are we going to argue that like Doug Peterson's
No,
like not a good coach?
no,
You know what
I
I mean?
think
Like,
Doug Peterson's really good.
yeah, exactly. So it's just Trevor Lawrence has a lot going in his favor, and so does Christian Kirk in that right too.
I bet the 10 spot is tilting. Well, I mean, the 9 had Eckler, so they took Herbert with 3 running backs already.
I mean, the 10 spot. I mean, he has 4 receivers. They're stacked up.
Yeah. I mean, he's got plenty of options.
I kind of just crapped on like Jalen Waddle in my articles, but if I was to take Waddle, I want to take him in these kind of teams where you have CD, Keenan, and Judy who are kind of like, like omni wide receivers, and you're getting upside from Waddle, versus people who take Waddle as their 2 and think he's going to be a 1 to 2 all season.
Yeah,
because he is a spiky player. So I think that's a good build that this 10 spot's doing.
This is something I think we should do on a show either Thursday or next week, because we had Jay Chang last time ask, what my favorite BBM team I drafted was, and Daniel's kind of asking a similar. I think it would be fun to either do this on Thursday or next week, like go through our BBMs, find like our 2 or 3 favorite teams, and like we'll go over them. I think that could be a fun thing. Look back, especially if we got any like early teams that we got some crazy like closing line value.
I posted my first one to UD's like send us your first and your last team you drafted, and I'm like, this is exactly the same 2 teams. Like put them together, they're almost identical. And I think Vapor was all like, that's almost exactly what you normally draft, minus like Lamar Jackson at 50. And I'm like, yeah, I had my takes early, and then nothing really pivoted that hard for him.
All right, we're coming back around.
We could take Trevor Lawrence here, and then we could text Paul that we hate him. It would be hilarious.
God, let's not have the internet go out and we auto draft. I kind of want to take Waller here. I don't have that much Waller. Or who would you want? Addison, I've been wanting to add more of.
I would say we start pumping our RBs. We need like Montgomery into like Connor now.
We did take 4 stud
receivers. We really need to pump those RBs because we
that's
lost.
Fine. I mean, I have a ton of Montgomery, so I'm fine with that actually. Try smarter. Paul gets his Trevor. He's gonna push him again. Nope, he didn't. He didn't risk the turn taking him.
He saw the badge list. He's like, no, this guy could do anything. This guy could be doing anything.
I kind of want to do, I don't know, Javonte.
You want to take Javonte here?
Yeah, either Javonte or one of these 2 people I have queued.
I don't think we need Addison. We have 4 like souped up wide receivers.
Yeah, it would be either Waller. I mean, we could. Oh well, we can't take Javonte. I don't know.
Oh, you get out of our show, man. I would take Connor, honestly. Like
I know you would.
I would take Connor. I'm okay with Waller. The news is nice on him. We can always swing it, but like we're not gonna pick up D Jones, are we?
Yeah, probably not. We're not gonna spend. I want to get more Waller, and I feel like he's just been going earlier and earlier. I'm fine with Connor though. I like not just completely punting RB this year.
We already kind of punted RB. Like I know, like the minute we miss Connor and we get to like D Harris zone and stuff, Dylan.
No, and especially with all the buzz for James Cook. I mean, he's been one of the biggest drumbeat guys this last week. Yeah, Chris is just bestie. I'm just sitting here drafting. He's working out. He's gonna win our fitness bet, but we've got a long time before that pays out. So I gotta win that.
I saw Waller at pick 60 earlier today, like 62, and I was like, "What the hell?" He doesn't understand. Like the man hasn't like finished the season, right? like let's not get crazy.
But he's getting he's getting the camp buzz.
Pick 80 was totally fine, even 75, but 60. I saw a guy take him at I saw them take a hit of Kittle. Like Kittle was on the board.
Who do you think's gonna have more usable weeks?
Maybe.
I mean, Waller could legitimately be the number 1 in an offense. obviously, like Kittle's gonna have the 30-point games. I mean, Waller could have that too, though. Like,
But taking
I
him at
think what I
60
think
when you could take him at 70, like, and he just, I don't know, I thought it was funny. Like, and Kittle was on the board. I was just so confused.
I don't think it's that crazy to take him over Kittle. Like, pure like upside outcomes, but
I don't know. I think you have to play your ADPs a little bit. Just seems like excessive. This would be a totally different story if you already had that kind of feeling for him, then you were just drafting like Waller. And it could be. Maybe this is a draft register that I've never seen. But it felt like very like specific to the good news.
no, and I think it is, but I think it's pretty easy to paint the case he outscores Pitts, Kittle, or Goddard if he stays healthy. Just being the true number one in an offense versus how, especially San Fran and Philly, all the different competition. I missed this from Tyler. Tell Marvin Mims is the guy you need for all the monies. He might be. I mean, you sent me that clip earlier, already connecting with Russ on deep balls, which were,
He's
to
like a
be
50-yard
expected.
like deep shot in his first practice back. I was like, hell yeah, sign me up for all that Marvin Mims.
I mean, Mims was just such an obvious one though. Like, and I know everyone has said it, and I'll say it again, but the first draft pick of the Sean Payton era in Denver, he trades up for him. Like, it's been a pretty much a smash all off season.
I mean, the one thing I will say about Russ, and I think this is like the part that kind of gets lost in translation, is Russ had never really played with like top level receivers, right? Up until Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. But before that, it was I don't care what it says. Doug Baldwin was like pretty good, but he was not like this. There was a reason he was never blowing up all 16 games. He played with like guys like Ricardo Lockett, and
Ricardo
yeah, exactly.
Lockett?
Yes, there's a Ricardo Lockett if you don't remember. And then there was like Chris Matthews and like these other guys that just like were not too special. And then and then he's like throw into like Will Disley on these like the guy was relatively good. He would turn a lot of these like wide receivers that nobody remembers, and then into relevant players. And like Doug Baldwin was the only one that people remember that he had, and then obviously that minor era of Golden Tate before the whole wife situation. Like Russ has made these like wide receiver threes, these like guys who get lost, speedsters, a thing. And if he gets back to it, gets his mindset back to normal, like I wouldn't be surprised if Mims just like is randomly really good for his ADP.
What do we want to do here? I mean, Tua's there. It's a lot to spend at the QB position, 2 in the first 8.
You could take,
Sutton, MT, Jameson, or one of these RBs. I mean, I like these RBs.
We could take Dylan and probably get B-Rob in the back. We get Pat Freiermuth if you really wanted a tight end.
I got a lot of Freiermuth. I'm fine with passing on that.
You can get, yeah.
Let's see. I'm probably Dylan. I would go Dylan here.
I mean, get Dylan to B-Rob and try to like just stabilize this, or Rashad Penny.
Be done at RB. Not done. I mean, we could be done.
Like at least stabilize, because this is likely going to be. If we grab a receiver here, we're probably at a 7 receiver team.
Yeah.
If we grab 2 quarterbacks, we 2 quarterbacks for sure. We grab a tight end, or it's just going to be.
Charbonnet is there as well.
Really balanced this far down.
Yeah, we are pretty balanced. I wish there was a better tight end. I kind of like the Tua pick.
I mean,
I just don't know. It's a lot. 2 your first 9 picks.
I mean, at that point, you would just take Watson because Watson's a runner. I'd rather have the running guy.
Yeah, it just sucks. I wish we would have done like Watson and Njoku then.
Yeah. Well, I was pitching for a tight end. I might just said Pat F because I know it's your boy.
I mean, it is. Let's see. It's a gross spot. I don't love it.
If we take Thomas, we can play for Jawan and Derek Carr down the road. If we take Penny, then we play for upside RBs.
Yeah, I like Penny or Charbonnet would be my top 2 picks here. Who would you rather have?
Probably Penny, I suppose.
Okay.
I'm hoping that he does the healthy thing this year, and
we've got a bet on Philly already.
Yes, exactly.
I like that.
And then we also have them against the Cardinals too, so it'd be a bring back. So we have James Conner that bring back against 2.
That's if James Conner's there in week 17.
Hey, okay. He will be there.
Street close?
He's been there.
Street close?
Did you see his catch? Okay. I laughed when I saw that. I really thought it was like Greg Dortch. He was so small.
Yeah.
I was like,
You just
Greg
sent me
Dortch.
back like, who is that? And I'm like, it's literally your guy.
I'm not good at jersey numbers, man. Leave me alone.
There's also like a 2% chance Tua comes back to us. Does the Waddle? I'm gonna see if the Waddle drafter. They do not have a QB, so they're probably gonna take him. My dog is sitting in my face.
Michael Thomas at 102. What? He went to the Mike Evans team. I'm happy for that person. Happy for you, man.
Nice. Kelsey in the first round drafter. They covered pretty well.
I will say the wide receivers for that team like don't get me too excited when you have Hopkins Pittman on the same team. Feels like a very low. Even with MT, feels like a very low upside team.
Probably, and Mike Evans, McLaurin. I mean, Sam Howell. Like we like him, but yeah, those receivers are very questionable. Even your guy MT, obviously. Yeah, we did steam up Dylan there.
I like Dylan, man. He's just.
I'm just worried, like. So we do this every time where it's like, Dylan's really going to work in. And then, I mean, he does split it pretty good with Aaron Jones.
He splits it well enough. He got all the touchdowns last year from the ground. He got like 7 or 8. And that was way more than Aaron Jones's 2. And like when you do split, you're generally a little bit healthier. So when you get to week 15, 16, 17, like you're not as busted up as some of these other guys. He's kind of just a bigger dude. Like I like these bigger plotters that get in there. Jordan Love likely is not going to throw a bunch of checkdowns, so Aaron Jones will have a little bit of versatility. I don't know. Like at the end of the day, he's your RB3, right? Like you're hoping that he's a flex hit more times and an RB2 hit. And I think Dylan has that.
No, and obviously elite contingent upside.
Yeah, it's always contingent, and then he is also a direct handcuff to Aaron Jones.
Like, that's what I was saying. Contingent upside.
Yeah, it's all up in there. I'm all for it. He's getting drafted 30 to 40 picks cheaper than he was last season.
Oh, and I do think Green Bay is going to run it a lot as well.
And the wide receivers aren't necessarily terrible. We still got Christian Watson, who scares enough of the defenders and not play man coverage on a press. I mean, I would have preferred B-Rob over Penny, but I understand we have to mix it up sometimes.
Yeah, Brian Robinson's my highest exposed player. No.
Traylon Burks, man, at picks 87 is like so good, or 86. That's like, I've been trying to get him at 90 because that's his ADP on the website, but I can never get him in the 90s. Traylon Burks is gonna crush his ADP now. Like, there's not even no doubt in my mind. I'll probably actively draft Traylon Burks over Michael Thomas at that ADP. Like, it's not even gonna be hard.
I hate what these receivers are gonna be left with.
It's not the worst. I mean, you got
not the worst.
You got Lazard.
This is the worst.
It's not the worst. I'm still in it for Lazard.
You are.
Lazard, Mooney, like, take words out of Pat's mouth, but like Mooney should be a little bit higher, honestly.
I was about to try and make the case for Anthony Richardson. That
would have been fun. I actually would have probably done that. Come on, let's get lazy with Lazard. Yeah, you don't even want to.
We get fine. You should have drafted this one solo. This is turning into a solo Davis team.
No, it's not. I let you have your like Tyreek, Rashads, and
wow, you let me have Tyreek third overall,
and your Rashad Pennies and your Montgomerys.
In my mind, Montgomerys.
Even Burrow. I let you have Burrow. I would have probably grabbed the 5th receiver there. Honestly, screw Stags. No, just kidding.
No, we are just gonna be doing one draft. Got some plans after.
He needs more cardio.
I got some plans after this.
These are just haters, man.
Yeah. You gotta keep him honest. He keeps me honest. Like, and I do rag on Davis, but he puts in the work more than anyone. Like, he knows his shit. All right. Jeez, the receivers suck so much.
You got GD, you got Darnell, you got Tank.
I would just take Tank here, I think.
I'd be cool with Tank. I'd be cool with Tank or like DM over this one. We could also grab Rodgers for that random stack, but that just seems kind of excessive.
What, the Lazard? Right. Yeah, well, it's week 7 bye too for
I'll say that, or there's too many week 7 bye. You got Dak plus that too. It's always rough. Dak 20 picks past though is like really strong.
Oh, it is. He falls so
Zach
much.
and Rogers can like crush their. Rogers has a really good shot at crushing his ADP, given the weapons and the news we have right now in the season.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I was really worried about the narrative of them being so run heavy, because with all the McCarthy comments, but their actions really haven't like said they're actually going to do that. We know, like, in the past, and I know, like, they've tagged Pollard, they're going to use him more this year, but they've said in the past about how they feel and with his usage and stuff, and so
He's also a pass catcher. Like if Pollard
exactly, like,
catches 3
they didn't what I'm
touchdowns,
trying to say is, like, they didn't bring Zeke back yet. No, that very well could still happen, but they don't have, like, the big plotter they wanna run up the middle 20 times. So, like, that narrative of, oh, all Dallas is just gonna grind it out. I don't know, like, I thought that was gonna be the case, but I'm starting to second guess myself.
yeah, there's no Fournette on this team. There's no like Fatty Magoo's like gutting up the
Zeke,
middle.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah, we should do this before we get, like, done with the show, but as we wrap back around, but yeah, throw a like and or subscribe. Really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you guys for all the support. It's been so much fun doing these streams with Davis. But yeah, if you don't mind taking a couple clicks and throwing a like and subscribe, it's greatly appreciated.
And I know since you guys are all first-time Underdog players, please use the promo code HOPE. I know it's your first time, guys.
Yeah, none of you watching have played an Underdog. Use promo code HOPE.
Always like the poke fun.
Yeah, this is fair. Yeah, no, I didn't think you were hating on it. It's good. Yeah, we have a good back and forth, I think, on our shows. Lazard, I mean, we kind of needed a Lazard type on this team, a boring 5 to 6 usable weeks, because we are, we did take so many running backs in these mid rounds. Obviously, we got like 3 receivers I absolutely love, and then the upside of Drake London, and so.
I mean, man, like that talent gap is like a real thing. And also, why I was kind of looking at Darnell Mooney's because we had Drake. I was like, yeah, could be good. I think Lazard's just really underplayed for what he can bring.
I'm pretty much the only pass catchers. Actually, he's the only one I don't take is Mooney. I take some DJ Moore. I take some Komet, and I will even mix in 18th round Claypool. Mooney, for some reason, I can't get there. I think I have 3% of him. And I don't think he's a bad player. Like, I actually don't think he's bad. I'm still so worried about that pass volume.
The pass volume is very minimal. His routes, they're safer. He could break it off. It's one of those, like, and it sucks to say this, like, you got to see it. You got to see what it looks like his role is in this offense. Like, now that DJ Moore's there, now that Claypool's there, like, it would suck if Darnell Mooney became the low A-dot guy. And I understand that. Like, that doesn't make him a bad player. Just makes him not so great in fantasy.
I kind of want to reach on Mims here.
I don't think we have to.
Paul's definitely going to take him.
Fine.
He's got Denver set up and Russ.
Okay. Yeah, screw him. Yeah.
I don't mean to go. I'm not trying to attack you, Paul, but it's part of the game. Like, you got to know what your competitors are drafting. Obviously.
He took Everett.
That's fair.
He was probably going to grab Mims Everett, though. Would have made a ton of sense.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the Denver, and he's got Sutton and Russ, so he's got a stack. But yeah, I mean, it's just smart game theory to get someone you want.
I would like to grab either Schultz or Komet. Schultz has a lot of great hype for him right now.
I like Laporta too. I'm fine with Schultz. The only thing is we're not going to take Stroud on this team.
Yeah.
Whereas we're not taking Goff either. I'm fine taking Schultz here, actually, or MVS.
We're getting like 1 round ADP. I'd rather have Schultz or I'd rather have
I actually don't mind Schultz.
I mean, the competition there isn't that good. I know people are going to point to Nico, but I'm telling you right now, like, Schultz has had better years than Nico the last couple seasons. Schultz is getting paid out this 1 decent year of contract money. He has good camp. I know people are like overfading it because there's no highlights that go with it, but his camp has been quarterback's best friend. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's the narrative for sure with the rookie QB.
No, but even still, in general, he's been getting that camp buzz. It wasn't even like we write that together. He's getting good camp buzz. He is probably the most experienced pass catcher on that team outside of Robert Woods, because Nico and Mechie hasn't played yet, and Nico has played like half a season on each season. So he's not like a guy that was going out there dominating from the get-go.
Yeah. That's fair. We do need to figure out QB too. We have Ritter. We can always go to Ritter in the back pocket there.
Yeah, we could probably go Ritter. We can go.
I mean, we could do Jordan Love with Dylan and then get Musgrave. I'm liking taking Musgrave some.
I've been kind of getting just weird with Howell. I just take Howell. I think he has a shot at week 17. I just see the narrative of like
for San Francisco
blowing out the crap out of like the Commanders, and Howell has to just throw the ball.
He's playing just like garbage time, like 25 points. Okay, I was about to say like
they're probably
I don't see the 49ers matchup and think, oh, that's a good spot in week 17 for Sam Howell.
I think the 49ers are could just kick the crap out of the Commanders.
I mean, the Commanders' defense isn't that bad though. Like
the secondary suspect is hell.
I mean, they did draft Forbes in the first round.
They had to draft a corner this year. Their safeties have been very whatever. Linebacker core is very bad. Their pass rush is good, and one
D-line is very good.
Yeah, the D line's pretty good, and their two corners are good, but their safeties and linebackers are like questionable.
Yeah, I don't know. I just could see that being like a pace down game. I don't know.
I mean, it's plausible, but if you get blown out, you have to throw the ball, and I think that's just the case I have for Howell.
I mean, I just think I wouldn't prioritize just getting Howell when you could just take Ritter. Like I don't view it that much difference when we have Drake London. I'd rather just break that tie with Ritter, to be honest, unless we take Curtis Samuel or something.
Because we have those, they bring it back.
We can take Curtis Samuel.
Yeah, Curtis Samuel's a tough one. I do take Ritter though. I always take Ritter Health together. I think that's just like a funny combo to have. Like these like mediocre like bottom end quarterbacks that couldn't possibly be runners. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fair.
The problem was they both have in their profile there that they're mobile, right? And I'm like, oh crap, which one do I want to take? And most of the time I just go, why not both? Like, why not both with my...
I mean, that makes sense, like especially on a 3 QB build.
Yeah, specifically the 3 QB. Both year 2 guys, Ritter playing behind a good O-line. Uh-oh. Is this a 5 RB team or a 6? What do you think?
Probably 6. Okay. I don't know. I was thinking 2, 6, 7, 3, but our top 3 receivers should be very reliable.
Top 4. I mean, in London. Like London's like the alpha.
I don't know, dude. I think like the Falcons are just gonna run the ball again.
No. I mean,
I'm hoping London's reliable. I think London's a great receiver. Really talented. I mean, I have 1% Irv. I know you don't want him.
I hate Irv. I would take him on this team though, but I hate Irv so much.
We can try and push him.
Yeah, he's that every year guy. He's
buy the dip on Ford. It's not a dip. It's at his ADP. LOL. Or no, we took. Who do you want here?
I'd rather have Wilson or yeah.
I want to wait with the Dalvin Cook stuff. Tajay.
I would, or you could grab Hyatt. You could just reach down and grab Hyatt.
Yeah, we probably could have done that.
He's going pretty cheap. We could have grabbed Hyatt into Knox, I think, and really kind of like bounce our tight ends a little bit because our tight ends are weak.
It's a weird team. We're gonna get the report. Ford is like gonna miss the first 4 weeks or something, which is fine. We're not counting on him.
I probably would have grabbed Gus just to bring it back with Tyreek, but that's what we always kind of do.
Yeah, well, I have 20% Gus. Yeah. And I can still get Samuel or Hyatt here.
Yeah, we just got to figure out a tight end situation because our tight ends are really bad on this team.
Knox is still here.
Yeah, I think I'd rather grab
so much Knox.
Like Knox into Henry.
Knox into Henry or Musgrave. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I do like this tier of receiver though. Like since we're kind of like, I don't know if I kind of would rather push tight end and just get a couple of these late guys.
Okay. I just don't think there's much upside though for like Hayden Hurst versus like Knox.
Yeah, I'm just worried. I don't know. We'll do Knox. I mean, I have 21% Knox. Like
you're worried about Kincaid. Just say it. Just say it out loud.
So I'm starting to get worried about Kincaid.
I knew it. You've been buying into that news.
The camp hype. The camp hype's good on him. It's not that like I mean, Knox is gonna play a ton. I have 21% of him, but I have been taking a little less lately. I was at like 25%. So
I've been taking a lot of Knox because I don't get to.
No, I mean I love betting on it. A tight end and a good offense. You know, he could randomly fall into 2 touchdowns. But
we have Schultz, Knox. We have shots at Hayden Hurst, Conklin. I just with Bryce and CJ Stroud, having both the rookie tight ends would be kind of rough. Rookie quarterbacks behind their tight ends, I think that's a little tough there. I mean, I hope we get Conklin back, but he's a guy that can get randomly snatched up. Like Ferguson right now just got snatched up early.
I love Ferguson.
Oh yeah, especially Shoemaker
But
news right now.
I still think there's Shoemaker's back practicing. I thought was the news on
Yeah,
him lately.
I mean, you're a rookie tight end playing behind a
Yeah,
guy
and
that's
mostly
established.
every analyst said he was overdrafted by a lot. So I'm not gonna pretend I've watched a lot of Luke Schumacher, whatever.
Figure out. Some of these teams are interesting. I like this one right there. What the 8 spot? The 3 receivers here are really fun.
Yeah, MVS, DPJ,
And
deep shot guys.
All deep shotters, man. That is so much fun.
Marquise Brown, AJ.
That team is literally just going deep. AJ Brown.
Besides Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson's the only one that's going to catch passes within the 10-yard line. Everybody else is like 25 yards down the field.
Marquise Brown probably will this year because his quarterbacks won't be able to give him the ball more than 10 yards down the field until Kyler comes back.
You got a point. You got to point to where you're throwing. You got to make sure they know where you're going. The back finger gunning. Got Singletary that left. Gus Edwards. Yeah, man, a lot of you guys are moving up hard. Especially with these later drafts now, with the badgeless. It's been interesting. I can never predict the last 4 rounds.
Yeah, it's definitely been different.
It's been rough in the last 4 rounds. Actually, man, I had a shot at Jawan at like pick dead 214 earlier, and I didn't take him. I was just so contemplating it though.
He's been falling a lot.
I am not taking any Paris Campbell though. Screw that.
I have 1%.
I think he had the fastest speed though last year. I remember like on Next Gen Stats, it's like Next Gen Stats was like he's one of the fastest runners out there. I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, we'll see.
If Kadarius Toney's back, like the news say he is week 1, are you just gonna dodge those Chiefs wide receivers again?
I still will take some Sky, I think.
I mean, you got to dodge Richie, right? You got to dodge Richie. You got to dodge Justin Ross because we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, one of those 2 is not going to make the team. Let's see. I don't know. These receivers, I mean, Slayton obviously is the guy I picked the most of here. That's who I would take at this pick.
I would. Behind Waller, he's been having the most hype right now on that team.
I would think I would do Slayton and then just, man, Ritter's way down there.
That's good. Now we're able to force him. Boom.
Do you ever do this when you're doing 3 tight end builds? I'm about to ask you because I know you probably want Conklin. When you're kind of semi-punting tight end, do you ever try and make all 3 of the buys different, or do you care about that? Is that too micro for you?
I try to make him different. At least one. But if they happen,
we've got one different. Yeah, I mean Conklin, obviously. Yeah. Like here, like Hunter Henry, we could take.
Because your point difference is like 4 to like it's either 0 points, 4 points, or 8, right? Like you're losing like 4 points. That's the idea.
No, especially it's super micro takey, but
yeah, especially if you're punting, like the punt tight ends aren't supposed to get you a lot.
I wish we would have got a KC bring back on our Cincy.
Yeah,
we did not pay too much attention to week 17. We got a little bit of it naturally, for sure. Richie James, I mean, I'd rather do QB and tight end.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I would grab Conklin. I think he has the best shot with
I like Conklin a lot. Obviously, I got a lot of him.
I mean, you got to get it. I think for just QB play,
I'm totally fine with that.
And then quarterback, whoever comes back to us.
Yeah, whoever comes back between these 2.
Yeah.
Worst case, Jimmy.
I mean, there's a chance that Tannehill comes back.
But yeah, but him and Burrow would have the same bye. Which, I mean, it's not like you have to avoid, but...
I guess that would be a problem with the Tannehill. I didn't even think about that. I have drafted, like, no Tannehill this year. One of my favorite players from the Dolphins, which I don't think many people ever say. Thanks
for hanging out, Noah.
Appreciate you, man. Great new video. Oh, it's a couple
It's an
people
interesting team.
Here we have Mac. Oh, I like what Paul's doing. He had that Devontae Parker, Mac Jones. I actually don't see this combo a lot. I feel like Mac Jones is like left undrafted a lot, or just ends up on a team where everyone's like, "Well, I had to have somebody." Like I don't see
Kind of
people force stacking him.
curious why he did Mac Jones, because he had Trevor and Russ. Oh, same buy. Trevor and Russ have the same buy.
I would have just eaten the buy though.
Yeah, he did spend 2 top 11 round pick. I don't know.
I would personally just eat the buy, but I like the fact that he paired it. I think Mac can have like reasonable games this year. Last year was
No, and then you get the 3, the 3 unique stacks for the playoff weeks, which is nice. Tannehill went, Jimmy went. Is one of the
I can't. I couldn't check Jimmy anyways.
Herbert Jimmy.
I'd rather solo QB than run Jimmy.
This team's hurting it by wide receiver a little bit, but not the worst.
John Mechie at 160. Holy crap.
Another Camp Buzz guy. I've ended up with a decent amount of Mechie, I think.
I love Mike Dubs. I've been trying to grab him more lately. I've been trying to figure out how to get Mike Wilson.
7% Mechie. I'm taking a lot more Texans than you are, though.
Yeah, I've fallen in love with him quite a bit last year. I do think, from what I've seen in camp and the news, it does seem a lot better. But all I think that, like in my mind, it screams that I want more Pierce. Like I think I want
the functional offense.
Functional offense becomes better. They get to goal line. Tight end, like rookie quarterbacks are also notoriously bad at touchdowns the first year. The end zones are hard, right? Like it's tough. So like I think it's just gonna be handoff city.
I do not have that much Ritter or Howell.
Baker, really? You're gonna do that to me?
I mean, just in case they get taken.
I would much rather go naked and grab a 4th tight end. I would rather just solo Burrow and grab a 4th tight end.
Wait, all right, let's break the tie this way. Falcons schedule?
I would have Falcons, Howell, and I would rather let Baker Mayfield become like Hunter.
Oh, but the Falcons play at Tampa in week 7. Pretty easy matchup.
I actually did do this for another tiebreaker for bye weeks.
Commanders play the Giants. Falcons played Tampa. I'm saying Falcons.
That's fine. I don't care if you take Ritter or Howell, but if we got to Baker Mayfield, I would have told you to take.
I would not take him unless they both got. Or would you just rock solo Burrow at that
I would
point?
rock solo Burrow. I would
really
much rather rock solo Burrow.
Yeah, but we know now Baker plays the Falcons in week 7.
We also know that Kyle Trask is starting preseason week 2.
That's fair. All right. We go ahead and recap this one. An interesting team here. It always is when we have to come to agreement on picks.
It's not the worst though. Like your wide receiver
I think our spend is good.
The spending's amazing. Like look at that. It's fun.
It's amazing.
You just hate Drake London now. I see how it is. It's cool. I get it.
I don't hate Drake London. I am just starting to be more worried about the Falcons.
When Drake London gets 9 targets a game,
I think Drake London is an awesome player.
He's gonna get 8 to 9 targets a game, catch like 7 of them. He's gonna be a Billy McBadass, and then he's gonna dominate.
We'll see about that. All right, Burrow, Ritter. Burrow.
I do take TJ Moore over Drake London though. Like jokes aside, I do take TJ Moore over him.
Burrow, yeah, I probably would too. Burrow with RT, Desmond Ritter with London. Or a couple of mini stacks here. Running backs: Dave Montgomery, James Conner, AJ Dillon, Penny, Tank, and Jerome Ford. We kind of got Montgomery and Conner to kind of get us through some of the early stuff, and then got some contingency guys with Tank and Jerome Ford, which Tank should have. I mean, they both could have some standalone value, but I like our 6 RBs here. I think this makes sense as a 6 RB team. We did take like 5 or 4 in a row in the middle rounds, but again, questionable offense in Arizona, splitting time with Detroit, and then Philly. I think that makes sense to have 6 here. I feel a little better than 5.
The way this team plays out, in my mind, it's like 2 guys kind of get you 10 to 14 points a week at like RB, and then like you're hoping your wide receivers fill your flex.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that's basically what you're hoping for. And then Joe Burrow probably runs 14 plus QB1 level play on the season, and probably drops 3 below games. You get 1 salvage by Ritter, and That's enough to get you through. It may be enough to get you through a couple like playoff weeks because you're winning at the most of the positions, everything but tight end.
Makes sense. Receivers, Tyreek, Devonta Smith, T, London, Lazard, like this a lot. Reached on Mims. It's going to start happening. We kind of game theoried that one, knowing our pal Paul was setting up Denver stuff, and we wanted Mims. And then Slayton as the guy should be a starting receiver with the Giants, or at least that's how I'm projecting it right now. And then 3 tight end build with Schultz, Knox, and Conklin. I think it's a solid team. It makes sense. It's not like my favorite team, but
I don't think I have any Ford. Like this is probably the
none.
first. I have like 0 Ford. I just don't buy into it too much. But I mean, I get why people are in on it because he is like the direct handcuff. But like, man, I just
Yeah,
I'm praying for Chubb 2,000-yard season, man. That's what I want.
yeah, but
Like,
not even
Chubb,
just the yards though. Like, how much do you really think he's going to be in there on third downs?
all the time. Chubb's got them
Really?
soft hands. Softest. He's got pillowy hands, I've been told.
You've been
You ever
told
see how
that.
he lifts weights? He lifts them so gently.
I feel like that's not exactly the case, but I don't know.
don't.
That was a fun team. Really liked it. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us.
But,
Got anything else to add?
nothing really. Get your guy. You know, if you haven't maxed out yet, you'll probably see a lot of us in your guys' drafts the next few weeks. I have nothing going on right now. I'm finishing up one of my articles we get released this week. I think it's gonna be my overdrafted wide receivers and my underdrafted. I'm gonna finish them both. Overdrafted's been done, and then underdrafted's after. And yeah, basically it. Like, subscribe, hang out with us. As you guys know, if you follow any of my content in the past, I do a lot of due diligence on my guys. I don't think I've missed that much actually in my last few years on the articles. I'm actually pretty proud of myself.
Very nice. No, you do put in the work, and you can always respect that, regardless if you agree with the conclusions someone comes to on their picks. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. It's been fun. I will see you guys later.
Deuces.